Leinster Rugby head coach Leo Cullen, what have you made of the facilities out here in Tallaght Hospital and obviously their partnership with Croy?
Yeah, I think the partnerships that we have with the charities is fantastic, and Croy have come on board this year. I was actually out here in 2008 with my brother, where he actually did the array of tests. So yeah, no, it's a fantastic facility out here, where people can come out here free of charge. I think something like 1,500 people come out here every year. So yeah, it's great for us to be able to promote and create some sort of awareness around the facilities that Tallaght are providing out here.
Jackie Hurley, RT Sports presenter, but also ambassador for Croy. What got you involved with Croy in the first place?
I was approached by Michael Green, the chairman, a good few years back. I had my own cousin actually died of sudden adult death syndrome like many years ago, and we didn't really know what it was. So for me, kind of once the relationship started, it was just an immediate yes. Like there was no talking me into it at all. So I suppose I just really appreciated what they do. I know for all charities in Ireland it's very difficult, but just seeing what they do out here, the amount of people they're screening and the impact that they're having from very little funding is just great to see what they can do with it, The other thing that you notice around here is there's always a friendly face, there's always somebody on the other end of the line that people are quite open to talking to, because Michael and Mary, the founders, have been through this themselves. They've lost their own child and they know what it's like. I have my own child and I can't imagine the grief that it would bring coming through the door knowing that there's something wrong. So to have the friendly faces around here, even the likes of Dr. Deirdre Ward, just knowing how good they are with people is tremendous.
From your side, maybe looking on the outside in, what does a partnership like this do for a charity like Croy?
Well, just even from my own job, like I see working in the media that charities have just, I suppose, they're scrambling so hard to try and get airtime, to try and get funding, to just try and get a message out to people that they're there. So for Croy to be involved with someone like Leinster Rugby is huge to them. You can't put a price on it first and foremost, but even just getting out to games, just being available. Of course, it's lovely for them to have the profile as well, which is massive. But I just think when you look at a partnership like this, I'm sure it's beneficial for Leinster Rugby, but for Croy, even just to be on the ground with sports people and just to know that they're having an impact on real people's lives, I think is massive.
Isa Nacewa out here in Tallaght Hospital this afternoon. Brilliant to see the work that goes on in this centre for Croy.
Absolutely, it's great to finally get out here and see it all in action, and such a great partner for Leinster to be supporting. Even hearing the thoughts of Croy being a partner in the pre-season, a lot of guys were immediately in support to get behind it, and such a great awareness to bring towards such a great charity also. I think the scary thing is the fact that it can happen to healthy individuals. We work in a lead environment with healthy people daily, and the fact that it happened to any of them is a scary thought.
For Leinster and for the players getting involved with charities, what does it mean to you as players?
I think there's so much good that it does for players to really bring a proper reality back to everyday life. Often you get caught in a rugby bubble, but the fact that so many guys from a young age, even within the academy, are quick to jump on board and get behind a charity partner, it's a great work-life balance, and it also just does good things for the soul, really, because these are the real heroes here that work for these type of charities, and the amount of, as I said, man hours that go into it. Rugby's rugby at the end of the day. This is real life, and it's a great thing for all the players to get behind.
Deirdre, maybe just take a step back. We're all talking about the great work that you're doing here, but what actually does sudden adult death syndrome mean, and what is the impact?
Well, sudden adult death syndrome is when somebody collapses and dies from a heart rhythm disorder. So their heart goes from a perfectly normal, regular rhythm to suddenly chaotic electrical activity, and it stops beating instantaneously, really, and they die. And as a community, we're kind of more used to that in the older population, where somebody's got a blockage in one of the blood vessels and that causes a heart attack and the heart goes into a chaotic rhythm. But what we deal with really is families where somebody has had this happen in their teens or 20s, under the age of 35. The hardening of the arteries causes very rare, but we look at more people where it may be due to a heart muscle condition that they may have been born with and not known that they had, or due to an electrical disorder. And in about 50% of cases where somebody dies of sudden cardiac death in a young person, it may be inherited, and therefore their family members would have a 1 in 2 risk of also being affected and potentially also being at risk. And that's why we set up this centre, to try and provide a place that they could be tested for the conditions, and where they can have all their tests done the same day, discuss the results with me, and if they need treatment, then we start on the treatment straight away. If they
can be reassured, then they go home with peace of mind immediately.
Talk to me a little bit, Deirdre, if you don't mind, just about the charity partnership with Leinster Rugby, and obviously as part of the partnership there's a fundraising element where you get the tickets on a weekly basis, so the fundraising has helped, but also just the profile of having the two lads out here today.
Oh, it's brilliant for us. I mean, if there was no financial benefit, and I'm sure that the finance guys would kick me for this, but I think it would be hugely beneficial just for the profile, because a lot of people, unless they're directly affected by sudden death, have no idea what cry is. And with Leinster Rugby and the huge following that they have, and the opportunity of raising the profile of sudden cardiac death, and the screening centre here is absolutely huge for us. And you know, there's nowhere else we could get that instant recognition without the partnership, and we're really grateful to Leinster Rugby for giving us the chance this year.